Hey there guys, and welcome back. Figured I'd start up a new series type thing because I try to give you guys tips and tricks about how to run certain decks and stuff, but not really how to fight against them. So if you guys like this type of thing, just let me know or leave a comment if there's a certain deck that you want to know what I think about fighting certain decks. So I figured we'd start with an easier one to begin with, and that's fighting against Consume. So I want to get the obvious thing out right away. Playing things like Coral, Artifact Compression, Mandrake, Muzzle, those cards are great because, I mean, if you Mandrake their first necker and they don't have another necker, it's usually a instant forfeit from them because they can't do their whole plan, because their whole plan is the same 5-card combo every single time. They try to pull off the same 5-card combo. But say you don't run like Mandrake, well, pretty much every deck runs Mandrake nowadays, but I mean, say you Mandrake the first necker and then they have another necker. Well, then things like that I want to try to help you guys with. So since they count on the same 5-card combo, which is playing a necker, then playing a necker warrior, and then using a Vrand warrior to eat the necker warrior, and then using Slizzards to bring out more necker warriors, one of the great things to do is, say you have a movement card or some way to move a unit, you can actually move their Vrand warrior or the necker warrior out of the Vrand warrior to stop him from eating it, because most people only hold on to one necker warrior because they also want to thin their deck out so they have a higher chance of seeing that Brewis or that Gales or something else that's going to help them out more. So usually moving the Vrand warrior so he doesn't eat the necker warrior, then they have no necker warrior in their graveyard for Slizzard to eat so we can bring out another one. Then you have a lot easier chance of dealing with it, because then they only have a couple more neckers in their deck right then, and they need to spend another round trying to build up more neckers, or it gives you more time to kill off their neckers. That's also another way you can actually deal with it pretty well. If you have a deck that can do a lot of damage, like 4 damage is pretty much all you need, a decent amount of times, then you can usually deal with them by constantly killing off the neckers with, like, say your Hensel machines, which against Consume, getting blue coined with Hensel machines against the Consume deck is usually better, in my opinion, since your first play is always dropping Radovid, if you have them. Hopefully you have them, if you don't have the Mandrake or something at least. But dropping Radovid is your first play, then they drop a necker, then you start using your Ballistas or your Battering Rams to kill off those neckers as fast as you can. Just keep killing them off with the Katawani Siege supports and stuff, because they're going to be making 2 a turn. And if you make them burn through their neckers round 1, they have nothing left. Like, yeah, you might lose out round 1, but that's going to be fine, because all their neckers that they have left aren't going to be that high buffed, and they're not going to have really any left. Because you can kill pretty much up until they get to 7 power. You can kill them pretty easily. Then if you have the Mandrake or something, you can finish them off in the last round, because they always count on that Brewis too. That's also another way. Also, if you run things like Osril, and this goes back to the Necker Warriors, things like Osril, Vivica, Medics, anything with Graveyard Interruption, after they eat that first Necker Warrior with their Vrand Warrior, stealing their Necker Warrior is actually a good play, and actually really hurts. I'd even drop a Caretaker against it, because if you don't have that muzzle and stuff to guarantee your win, then this is your next best option, which is messing with their Necker Warriors round 1. So you drop in a Caretaker, taking their Necker Warrior, and then if they don't have another one, then they don't have a way to Slizzard out the Necker Warrior, and then they have to draw into another one and another Necker and hope that they can get through that way. They'll also have a kind of dead Slizzard, because they're going to have to use one on the Necker most likely, and then Vrand Warrior. So that's another way. Also, if you didn't draw your Mandrake till late, this depends on the type of Consume player you're facing, because some Consume players will use their Rakkus Queen right away after they finish copying all their neckers into their deck, so all their neckers can get the buff. That is actually better for you sometimes, because if they do that, then you can use your other Mandrake when they fork tail and they like eat 2 neckers or something, so their fork tail is really high up there, then you just Mandrake him or Igni him. That's also another way. Because once it's round 3, a single Mandrake is not going to help you against Consume in most situations, because they're usually, what they do in the last round is use Brewis Ritual to bring out 2 neckers, and then that single Mandrake isn't going to save you because they're still going to have another necker. So it's usually better to just hit their highest unit with that Mandrake when it gets buffed up, because then yeah, you're going to be deleting a lot of their Necker power that they buffed through. So that's a couple ways. Also, don't fall into the trap of, like, when you're face most decks, if you get red coin, then if they end up playing a card and they're still behind, you usually want to pass them, depending on the deck. This is one of the decks that you don't want to do that against, because they don't care if they go 2 cards down. They really want a long extended round 3, so that way they can use things like their Brewis Ritual, their Forktails, their Grand Warriors, just to keep bringing out Neckers and just overpower you. So even if you can win it 2 cards up, it's not going to matter in round 3, because they're just going to dry pass you round 1, round 2. You're going to end up 1 card up, and then they're going to have so many Neckers that are buffed that it's not going to help you. So you usually want to take round 1 at like all cost. If you already don't have the Mandrake, the Muzzle, you don't have a way to kill their Neckers, you don't have any of that crap, and make them burn through as many Neckers as you can until it's just hopeless on beating them, because this is one of the most greediest decks, also one of the most riskiest decks to try to play. So yeah, winning out round 1 works out really well, because if you win round 1, even if it's 1 card down, then you play them out in round 2, you make them use up some more of their combos, some more of their Neckers, and then you keep like your best card, your best finisher in your hand for the last round, and you just go into the last round with 1 card, because that's gonna make it so that way they can only maybe at max bring out 1 Necker if they like Slizzard it, or Brewis Ritual out 2 Neckers and then Grand Warrior 1. That's going to give you your best chance at beating it in that case. Even then, you're in a bad position already, but it gives you a higher chance. It's just some small tips for fighting the deck. So, yeah, real quick video. I mean, that's all I got for you guys on this one. If anybody knows anything else, you can leave it down in the comments. I'll pin it or heart it or whatever, so other people can see it. But that's everything I know on how to fight Consume. Definitely the Vivekavaro medics and stuff. Stealing their Necker Warriors is really annoying and really helps out too. So, yeah, that's it for what I know. And if there's anything else, it'll be down in the comments. And let me know if you guys like this type of thing or not. And see you guys in the next one. Till then, have a good one.